Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you people around the world. This is your pilot speaking. I am Impending Joker, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at KPHK in the low southwest corner of Florida near Lake, right on Lake Okeechobee. We're going to be flying then a wonderful Blacksquare Beach Duke, which I'm sure needs no introduction at this point. Many pages of ink have been spilled on this subject. Just using a paint job that I found, downloaded online using a dynamic tail number. The tail number 737 Golf Golf is actually the tail number of the first Cessna 172 I ever got to fly hands-on back in high school, way back in 1997. So it's been a while. Without further ado, we're going to take a look out here. Switch over to the drone cam. Out here is the very big, very shallow, comparatively speaking, Lake Okeechobee. And we are on the southwest bank of it near Pahokee, Florida, which is just off to the north there, northeast. Sorry, I keep saying southwest. It's the southeast side. Okay. It's a nice little scenery I picked up from the Flight Sim Marketplace. It's a very remote airfield out in the sugar plantation areas of the Florida Everglades. Nice little scenery here. Just a nice little place to fly out here. Not a lot of bells and whistles. It's well textured though. I do like how it looks on the ground. Nice windsock coming out of the southeast. So tells us we'll be using the southern runway as we take off today. And we're going to fly from here up to X-Ray 06, which is Arcadia Municipal Airport in Arcadia, Florida, which is another nice little airport that I got from the FS Marketplace. Come down here and look at the fuel farm. They got a couple of 5,000 gallon tanks here. I don't see if they have. I don't know if they have JP, or sorry, I don't know if they have Jet A here. Sorry, I almost said Jet JP8, which is what we used in the Army. Oh, there you go. That truck says Jet A1, which that's not correct for the U.S. In the U.S., it would just be Jet A. Let's see what we have tucked over in the hangar over here. Looks like a Cessna 208 Grand Caravan. Kind of nice. A nice work table here. Looks like we got ourselves a generator and some kind of, I think it looks like a pump, though it doesn't look like an aircraft component to me. Could be. Looks like it could be a hydraulic pump. Batteries down here. Road cones, part of an instrument panel. Always got to practice fire safety. Bevel gear. See if anybody's practicing recycling. No. Okay. Extra chocks, lockers. See what we got over here in this other set of T-hangers over here. I guess I assume these are T-hangers. That's what they look like. But there doesn't look to be anything in them. There is not. So all in all, this is a pretty nice little airport just to give you a nice little jumping off point. I have flown from this airport before, but it was before I got this updated scenery. And I flew from here to Grand Bahama, which is only about 110 miles away from here, and the Turbine Duke. Let's go ahead and get ourselves ready and all set to fly. We'll go ahead and get inside. Put my flight controller over here. Okay, so a little bit of technical difficulty there. Sorry, it's operator error, not technical difficulty. I guess you want to call it an airspace gap between the ears of the operator. Set something up here real quick. Guess I'm not very well lit here. Hello, Share Bear. Glad to see you there with me, as always. Okay, so the first part of that was just a dry run, so we're going to do this again. This is Once again, KPHK, Palm Beach Glades Airport in Pahokee, Florida, which is right on the southeast bank of Lake Okeechobee in southeastern Florida. We're not too far from West Palm Beach or Miami here. And this is definitely out in the middle of sugarcane territory. So we'll be using runway 18 later for our departure. Give a quick overview of this airport. It's like a nice day to fly. We'll fly from here over to X06 Arcadia Municipal in Arcadia, Florida, which won't be a very long flight in this aircraft because this aircraft is extremely fast. And as some of you who may have seen the thumbnail or know before, I'm discussing the Blacksquare Simulations Beach Duke. Actually, the Beach Grand Duke is the one we have on the ramp today. And that's what we're going to be using to go over to Arcadia. It won't take us too long. Come back here again, look at the fuel farm. Nice little simple fuel farm. Looks like a couple of maybe 5,000 gallon tanks. Probably one for Jet A, one for 100 low lead. Only one fuel truck, it says, though, for Jet A1. Loaded with Aero Shell. FBO building. They got a Grand Caravan parked in here. And I think these should be T hangars here. But it's just one single building, so it's kind of a, I don't know, or maybe it was just replaced with one building, but given the satellite imagery they're using, it looks like there's multiple parking spots here. So these should be T hangars. I think I picked it up for like $4.99 or something like that. Simple airport, nothing major. It's like a Cessna-ish airplane. Got no nose cap, so it could be a Cessna 140. Cessna 170 maybe. You can see it's quite flat out here in southern Florida near the sugarcane plantations. And there, sitting on the ramp, is our mount. Blacksquare Simulations Beach Grand Duke. This is a livery that I downloaded from flightsim.to. It uses a dynamic registry, so I have 737 Golf Golf on the side, which is, if you didn't watch the first part of the video and you just skipped to where you could see stuff, which I wouldn't blame you, that is the tail number registry of the first Cessna 172 I ever flew in high school back in the late 90s. So I've been at the aviation thing for a little while, and actually longer than that. I've been a lover of aviation for my entire life, just about, ever since I was a real little kid. So now we've got to look at everything. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit and get this beast ready and set up to fly. Controller away. Okay. We're going to go ahead and use the track IR to get everything situated. Start off by removing the control locks off the yoke and the throttle. Double check that they're there. The chocks are up. Come down here. We're going to set them, make sure that these are open and they are on. And we're going to bring the battery alive. We're going to go ahead and bring up the tablet here real quick. Check the cabin, payload, make sure everything is off, and it is. Cabin doors closed, and it is. 41 gallons per side, more than enough for the trip that we're getting ready to make. Baggage door is closed. Left engine condition is good. Right engine condition is good. Electrical, everything is off at the moment. Cabin is warm because it is hot down here. We're 116 degrees Fahrenheit, which is probably accurate. Go ahead and put that away. We're going to go ahead and turn on the batteries. We're going to open up the cowl flaps so we get some nice cooling air. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we will turn on the fuel pumps. Open up. Just 1 second. We're going to make a real quick change to the controls because I think I'm using the Turbine Duke throttle. So we're going to let people know that we're doing stuff, so we'll go ahead and turn on the beacon. And we'll turn on our nav and strobes. Alright, now we're going to bring the fuel back on. Crack the throttle. And we are clear to start the left engine. Good start on 1. Good, bring in the generator. Turn off the fuel pump on that side. Turn on the right fuel pump. Repeat the process. Jet clear on the right, and we are clear. And good start on 2. Fuel pump come off, generator on, and we'll go ahead with inverters on and master power on. While we're waiting for that to come up, we're going to go ahead and verify that our compass and our heading HSI match, and they do. We have no flight plan currently loaded in at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and make that on the fly. No pun intended. Back Flight plan, set destination, X-ray 06. Enter. Short flight, only 66 miles. This won't take very long at all. All right, let's see. We go ahead, and because a lot of people seem to forget this, we are going to go ahead and turn on our pitch trim now, so that way when we get to altitude, we'll be able to turn on our autopilot after our climb out. And today I think we'll go 7,000 feet should be good. We'll see what the base layer is like. Go ahead and set our altimeter. Everything's good. Nothing over here. Pre-start check is complete. We'll go ahead and set the cabin to auto cool. We don't really need to mess with the cabin temperature, or I mean cabin altitude, because we're not going to be high enough really to use it. Okay, so go ahead and taxi out to runway 18. We will go ahead and release our brakes. Release. Okay, it's not doing it. Yes. Power here. Check brakes. Check brakes, good. Give ourselves 1 notch of flaps. And go ahead and give us a little bit of a downward trim, because this thing seems to climb like its tail is on fire. And we'll go ahead and set our transponder to on. And since we have the whole airport to ourselves at the moment, we'll do our engine run-up check once we get onto the runway. So before we enter, we'll go ahead and turn on landing lights. Now, one of the things I just noticed, the signage here says 3517, but the runway says 3618. So I will have to verify and see which is correct. Let's go ahead and fuel pumps on. We'll leave our beacons, taxi light on the way they are. Those will turn off once the landing gear are up. We are clear. Everything is secure. Doors are closed. Window is shut. Bring us up to takeoff power. 2500 RPM. Release brakes. And listen to that sweet, sweet sound of turbocharged twin engines. And 80 knots. 90. Rotate. Landing gear coming up. Positive rate. Flaps coming up. Go ahead and start our turnout over the water. Bring back our power a little bit. The 37.5 on the manifold. 27 on the propeller. And we'll reduce mixture. And continue our climb. We're over 1,000 feet. Fuel pumps come off. Let's set the autopilot. Now that we're in the air on cruise, whoop, looks like we overshot our. That's the bad thing about this plane, is that it'll get away from you quick if you're not paying attention. Go ahead and we'll bring this into nav mode. Thousand below. Climbing fine. Go ahead and turn on the lights for the instrument panel too, so that y'all can see a little better. Go ahead and pull our power back here. because this plane will overspeed in a hurry. For those of you who are just joining, I am your captain speaking. My name is Impending Joker, and I am joined in the chat moderation with Share Bear. We are just having taken off and crossing Lake Okeechobee, heading towards Arcadia Municipal Airport in Arcadia, Florida. If you missed the tour of KPHK, Palm Beach Glades Airport in Pahokee, Florida, I might have to rewind a little bit and take a look at that. Don't go back too far. There's a little bit of a brain space that happened earlier where I forgot to turn on I forgot to activate the actual screen for the flight simulator, so I did it twice, but y'all only get to see it once. We are now approximately 8 minutes away from our destination. We're back. Okay, we're going to go ahead and begin our descent. Go ahead and pull our throttle back. Set our altitude to 1,000 feet. Switch to attitude. Says to about 1,000 feet per minute. The descent. Now let's go ahead and make it 1,500. If you are enjoying the content and want to see more like this, please remember to like and subscribe. I'm going to try to get better on streaming on a more regular basis than I have been. I had some stuff going on, personal life, that kind of kept me away from doing it, so we'll get back to it. Put the prop pitch to flat. That'll help slow us down, create a little more drag as we pull the throttles back a little further. And throttles are back. Turn the fuel boost pumps back on. Double check that the beacons or nav lights are on. The landing light switches are on. And for those of you who are just joining us, we are beginning our descent into X-Ray 06, Arcadia Municipal Airport, Arcadia, Florida, after having flown out of KPHK, Palm Beach Glades Municipal Airport, which is on the southeast side of Lake Okeechobee in southeast Florida. Welcome on board. Cabin crew, please prepare for arrival. Bring our throttles back more. Trying to keep the throttles back so we don't overspeed, but up enough so that we don't get annoyed by the no landing gear warning. The airport we are going to is just off our nose, about 6 nautical miles, right in this general vicinity. Thousand above our assigned altitude. Now Arcadia has a hard surface runway and a grass runway. Winds are okay, they're pretty light right now, so I think we'll use the longer hard ball. And as we come to our final approach altitude, we'll begin to lose some speed. There is our airport right off our nose. And we will go ahead and put a little extra throttle back in. Boost pumps are on. Bring our flaps to approach. And there's the airport right off our nose. Pretty as you please. Come in 1,000 feet right above the airport. We'll hook off to the west, do a 270, come back in and land on the surface, hard surface runway. Lose the autopilot now. Flaps hard approach. And we'll go ahead and bring our landing gear down as we make the base turn. And bring down full flaps. Looking for the 1,000-foot markers, we got them. There at the intersection with the grass runway. Mixture to full rich for final approach. Flaps are full down. Fuel pumps are, boost pumps are on. Look for those 1,000-foot markers right there. And touchdown. Keep her on the center line. Let the plane roll out to the end. Spare the brakes as much as possible. Raise the flaps to help us settle onto the landing gear. There you go. Come to a stop. Turn off our landing lights. Fuel boost pumps can come off. Mixture back so as we don't foul the plugs. Welcome to Arcadia, Florida, X-Ray 06, Arcadia Municipal Airport. Parking brake on. Taxiway lights off. Beacon off. Nav off. Fuel to cut off. Engine fuel selectors to cut off. Mags to off. Inverters off. Master off. Generators to off. And then we'll use the battery power to close the cowl flaps. And we'll install the flight control locks. Shut off the battery. And throw out the chocks. Alright, let's see. Payload. Let's see. Left engine and right engine both still at 100%, which means we treated them correctly. We will go ahead and put the pitot covers on. The engine covers on. Let's go ahead and open the cabin door so that people can get out. And here we are at Arcadia Municipal. And I wasn't planning on doing this, but what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do a quick little overview because this is a nice airport too. This is probably nicer Then the airport that we took off from, which this is available on the marketplace. However, I think I bought it through Contrail when it first came out. I do try to support developers as much as possible, so when they have something available that is, on their website, I try to buy it directly from them and not the marketplace, just so I can support developers directly without them having to pay a bunch of money towards somebody to host their files. I only buy stuff from the marketplace if it's not available elsewhere. This is really a nicely done airport. This whole area of Florida was pretty badly damaged back in the early 2000s from Hurricane Charlie. It came in around Port Charlotte, which is just off to the west there, and came in right into Arcadia and about wiped the town off the face of the map. It was truly devastating, and they're still recovering, and that was 23 years ago. Or, no, 21 years ago. See what's hidden in these hangars. Nothing? Nothing. This one's got a Cessna sitting still with a moving propeller on it. That's interesting. Cessna 152. And I think it's a Carbon Cub, X Cub. And that little kid looks old. It's like a Subaru. Are you doing today, sir? Oh, he looks animated. He actually moves. Okay, he twitches. Any of these hangers? Nope. There you go. A nice little jaunt across the southeast Florida countryside from southeast to central Florida. Yeah, their plane does look like it may have been delayed, but it wasn't due to weather, I can tell you that much. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for us for the moment. We do hope that you enjoyed the flight, and we hope you'll join us next time. Until then, safe skies, and God bless.